Hi, this is a little something different. I'm cutting in an intro here to the video. What you're going to see next is a little bit of travel on the roads. I'm actually filming this after filming the other, but I wanted to add this intro to let you know what I was up to. It's just something about the area that I live in, Crab Orchard, Kentucky. I do a drive through, a drive on the way there on Chapel Gap, through Chapel Gap, but I'll explain all that in the rest of the video. Thanks, by the way, for those who commented and want me to continue my channel. I wasn't trying to clickbait you on that. I really have questions about how to keep going, whether to keep going with it. But your comments are encouraging. I'm not just trying to gain comments and likes, but it helps to know that somebody took the time and that there's enough interest to continue making them. I appreciate that. I do. Thank you very much. So with that little intro, we'll slide in here to the driving on the road, and then I'll end up with, you'll have the same kind of background. I'm sitting in my car here at the William Whitley House, and anyway, we'll get there. I think it's, what is the video? Close to 30 minutes anyway. I spliced 3 sections together. So, yeah, God bless you. And yeah, I'm going to, just doing something different. I'm getting out today and thought I'd film it while I'm doing that. So take care. Okay, I'm sitting here at the stop sign across from the new Chapel Gap church. We're going to head down here 643, and I guess we're about 5 miles out of Crab Orchard, Kentucky, from the top of Chapel Gap here. We'll run on down. Change this mic, see if I can get the noise cancellation on. Maybe that'll cut out some of the engine noise as I'm filming. Anyway, the way I've got my camera set up, I can't really get a better view. I got it on wide angle and still got the dashboard in there, but you can get a little bit of the road. This is the gap proper that we're going down through here. Pretty typical Kentucky if you're not from Kentucky, if you wonder what Kentucky looks like. Yeah, it's a bell reminding us I don't have my seatbelt on. Hey, I used to have a truck like that. I miss it. My dually, when I was hauling an Amish crew, seamless gutter outfit, 2-man outfit. Yeah, I miss those days a little bit. It kept me busy, kept me pretty decent money. If you don't know, this is an Amish community in the area. I mean, we're not, I mean, you won't know it, you won't see it. The farm just there on my right, that was Amish. Back up on the hill, Ottenheim area, stronger community. The road to the right there. There was a store back there, Amish. I'd say the community here is probably 500 men, women, children all together. Could be a little more than that now. People come and go. I guess I drove pretty much full time for the Amish for at least 5 years, close to 6. There was a point where I was doing about 40,000 miles a year. You get paid by the mile. How much? Well, I started out at around 60 cents. I think the going rate's between 80 cents and $1. More if you're hauling trailers, big equipment, that kind of thing. But that's not all profit. Don't get excited. I think my cost with the dually, my cost, just operating cost, was about 30 cents a mile. So not quite half, but I was getting 80 cents a mile on the dually. So I made 50 cents a mile. But there were, that's operating costs. That doesn't cover really any major repairs, and I had some. I had to replace the engine in my dually. That all really cuts into your money. Around here, if you're driving and you're making $10 or $12 an hour, it's about all you can expect, really. I don't think all the drivers realize that, but you make more money in long haul. By long haul, I mean these 1,000-mile trips. You've got a van or any vehicle, but if you got a van, then they split the cost among themselves. I didn't do that. I didn't drive on weekends because of Sabbath. I don't drive on Saturdays, so a lot of those trips are over the weekend. Funerals, weddings, family visits, so on. There's going to sales out of state, especially horse sales. Purchasing equipment needs to be pickup and deliveries. Yeah, there's money to be made. I've heard of people making $70,000, $80,000 a year driving, especially in Pennsylvania. But you're putting in a lot of hours doing that. You're on the road. We're coming up here to Crab Orchard. I think I'll go straight across, and yeah, it's a dangerous spot here. There's been several people killed at this intersection. People just crossing, probably making videos, not paying attention, using their phones. Yeah, Crab Orchard, Kentucky. I don't know, the population's somewhere around 1,500. There's no stoplight in town. It's a small burg. Number of churches in the area. The road that we crossed was Kentucky Highway 150. Runs from the interstate over at Mount Vernon. It's about 15 miles away or so from here to Stanford, Kentucky. Let's see, you're going west, I guess. That way, in the north, Danville. We're about 20 miles from Danville from here. Tie House Farm Supply, been there for years. 1982 maybe, somewhere around there. Well, earlier. Mom and Pop had it before that. Before son took it over. Mike. Yeah, this is This is the main town area of Crab Orchard. I'm just going to go down here and turn around. Go back down to towards the bank. That's where I'm headed anyway. About 1,000 feet or so on straight ahead is the elementary school. About a half mile down this road, you're back out of town. There's a Dairy Mart down there. Convenience store. This is an old grocery store, this lot here. I hear they're going to make a liquor store across the street. And then I think I've heard they're going to make this old Kidwell grocery a liquor store. Packaged liquor, I don't know. See that garage up there, Wildcat? That used to be a regular gas station. I used to sit there and bootleg back in the 90s. Whiskey, beer, small time stuff, you know. Wasn't a Christian then. I'd fallen away, to say the least. I came down this straightaway once on a motorcycle, really getting it. I'd been drinking. Went down here at the store to turn around and scraped my kickstand. I'd left my kickstand down. If I'd have turned a little bit more, I'd have flipped it. Crazy, throwing sparks. Had several close calls on my Suzuki 750. Drinking, that was no good. Yeah. Redhead, they sold, exchanged hands. Lonnie Pruitt doesn't have it anymore. Auto parts on the left. There's a Family Dollar down there. There's the bank. I just missed my turn on the bank. I'll go back in this way. I need to get some money out of the ATM. So I'll go in the out drive here and turn around. See the parts store there across the street. And there's the Dollar General. Looks like they got a delivery. Okay. There, I made that turn. I just need a little cash. This is Casey County Bank. The main bank is in Liberty. Let's see if we can get $20, I think. Okay. Gives me a choice, English or Spanish. Now I need to put my PIN number in. Oh. Fast cash. $20. No receipt. Simple enough. Take my card out. I left it in there once. Been a long time ago. And there we are. That was that. Okay, somebody behind me. I'm going across here. They put this Family Dollar Dollar Tree in. I guess it's less than a year old. So we got a Family Dollar and a Dollar General right close to each other. I'm going to shut this off and we'll pick it back up when I head up to William Whitley Park. Okay, I'm back. I went in and got me a bottle of water. I'm gonna head up to William Whitley Park while I've got a chance to leave the house. Patrick's at home working on our AT&T air router they sent us, which is really almost useless to us because it has such small antennas in it that we're down in the low spot. We're about 1,000 feet or less from having a full, healthy signal. That's been the frustration with me with videos here lately too. I have to go out to upload. Otherwise, it can take me an hour to upload something because I have such a low mobile signal as well in my room. I have to. The other night, I went out in the middle of the night to upload, and that's frustrating. So he's pretty handy with tech and electronics. And he's got a couple 5G antennas laying around, other equipment, and he's going to cobble something together on this router. Of course, it'll void the warranty, but I was ready to take a hammer to it anyway. It's just frustrating and useless. He was pretty disappointed in what AT&T has done with such a small antenna. It's kind of like it takes in a bubble effect. It doesn't have any direct line. To pick up the signal. It's a little more omnidirectional, I guess. But I don't know a lot about those things. What I'm going to do here is there's two different ways to get to William Whitley, but I'm going to turn back here on 643 where I was and then jog off onto 1770. For those of you who are following along on a map, this little place, I don't know if people tried to make it a store or what, different folks have lived there. Good mechanic there on the right, Austin. He's done a lot of work for me when I was driving, nothing lately. I guess you probably know that my eyesight's not all that great. I don't do a lot of driving. I don't get out like this so much because I'm blind in my right eye and I've got floaters in my left. And if the floater hits just right, it's a little bit foggy. It's brief, but it's distracting. And I'm always afraid that there will be a coincidence of factors that cause me to get into trouble. Several Amish families live down here. Alvin Byler and his two sons. Let's see here if we can, I don't know if they'll be picked up on the wide angle or not. There's the house with the white truck there, then the next one close on the line. I don't know if you can see him on the right there. That's Alvin's place, less than a year old. The son's got a DeWalt store and so on there. You won't be able to see back there. We'll skip these couple houses and then this next field right here with the fence on the right. That's his other son. He bought that from Alvin, bought out the family farm there. Those are the only other Amish that live on William Whitley Road. When I lived here back in the 90s, this was all gravel. You see where that barn is there on the right. Had an interesting experience there. There was a helicopter that sat down there with a load of marijuana that they'd stripping out of a cornfield up here on the way, and me and a buddy, we kind of was keeping an eye out for things, and the helicopter lifted up with its load, and as it tilted, A couple big plants fell out. My buddy, he got out of the truck, ran and got these big pot plants and put them in the back of my truck, took them home. Really strong skunk, super good. I mean, good being relative. But yeah, I think I got more than an ounce off of those. And I sold it, called it Whirlybird. And those were in my addicted days, doing things like that. I'm not bragging, boasting. I mean, it's a little humor the way it happened, but yeah, we thought it was a big time thing to do. This is William Whitley House, first brick house in Kentucky. Indian fighter William Whitley. I've done a lot of filming here, especially this time of year. It's not used very much. By filming, I mean making videos. A lot of my videos that you see me sitting outside under picnic shelter on my channel, that's here. That's from this William Whitley house. Now, across the road, as we come back down here, I guess you'll be able to see it. Is a Sportsman's Hill. And that is the precursor to the Kentucky Derby. Folks would sit on the hill and have the big feast, bear meat, and whatever. People come all the way up from Mississippi, plantation owners and so on, and the horses would race around the hill. Look it up on the internet, Sportsman's Hill, William Whitley House. And Whitley shut it down after somebody cheated. They put a nail or something in one of his horse's hoofs, and he got upset about that, and he quit the races. So things picked back up at Churchill Downs in Lexington eventually, not long after that. That's the history anyway. This is a side road that goes to a nice farm back in here. Nobody lives back here, but there's a barn and so on. But that's the right. The park is still on the right. It's well maintained. Place to bring your kids, picnic. Well, my video cut off as I just came up the top of this hill, and the battery died on my phone. I'm plugged back in. I'm sitting here across from William Whitley House, across from that fence that you saw. I've got my phone plugged in to my Hollyland little transmitter that I got on my phone that goes here to my microphone. I'm going to turn this noise cancellation off. No need to have that on right now. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that little drive, a little bit down memory lane. For background, I came to Crab Orchard in '82 to help my parents. I set the kitchen cabinets in their new home that they'd built, brick home. Been married, I think less than a year, first marriage, and we stayed. I got a job with a framing crew in Stanford, Kentucky, with some neighbors there that we had, Russell Godby and Ed Bennett. They were farmers, but they framed quite a bit in the summer time. Well, winter, more, I'm sorry, fall through spring, and took some time off when it got too cold. And then farmed the rest of the year. They're both long gone now. Older men back in the 80s when I was working. And I pretty much stayed living around in the area. I moved around different places. I ended up in Somerset, lived some in Eubank, Kentucky, and of course back again to Crab Orchard. I was in Richmond for a while, second marriage, and then we moved back to Crab Orchard. My second wife, Rosemary. And I'd fallen off then. After my first divorce, I was in pretty bad shape, had a breakdown really, and needed a little help. So I slipped away spiritually and began smoking, drinking. That lasted till 95, and I was reconverted by then. And that, I think Rosemary and I were together for about 4 years, maybe a little longer. Had 3 stepchildren, Billy and Bub and Gerald, we called him Bubby, and sister Gabrielle. And we separated and then eventually divorced. During that time, I became a Christian again. I was reconverted. And within that year, I think in 96, between 95 and 96, I went to Romania and preached some evangelistic sermons with this parachurch organization, Amazing Facts, Seventh-day Adventist parachurch organization. And came back, and from there I took a job at another church self-supporting group down in Alabama. Eventually I ended up by 98. I was at Southern College, at Southern University now, Southern Adventist University, Collegedale. It's the home of Little Debbie snack cakes as well. An Adventist-owned bakery. So, that took me, I was there, and there was a lot happening through all of those years, but I met my third wife online. She was in London. I was there in Tennessee, and she came over, and we got married, and then her visa was going to run out, and again, plans changed, and so on. Anyway, I ended up going to England and finished my degree there, 3 years at Newbold College in Bracknell, England, south of London. And all told, I was in Europe for a little over 9 years, 3 at school and 6.5 pastoring in Wales. I had the Newport, Wales, and and then eventually the Cardiff church pastoring. Then in 2009, I took a call to Louisville, to the Middletown Seventh-day Adventist Church, a suburban church. It had a second country church in Lawrenceburg in the district. Did that for 3 years, and then I resigned pastoral ministry. A mistake, but I did. Burned out, really, and didn't admit that at the time. But then things went downhill after that for me. Health problems, retina, the blindness in my right eye started, retina damage. Motorcycle accident after that. My wife left in January of 2016, went back to London. We divorced. And I was working for the Salvation Army, managing the homeless center at night, not the permanent manager, but the night manager. And I worked for a good while in the kitchen, cooking full-time, Salvation Army in Louisville. And my mother had a small stroke. I was losing the place where I was living. They wanted to sell it, condo, and I'd been living there rent-free from a very gracious friend. I couldn't afford to live in Louisville on Salvation Army wages. They don't pay very well. their officers get perks and benefits and so on, but if you're a so-called civilian working for them, then, you can't really even support a single life if you have to rent. So I came, that brought me back down here 8 years ago, back to Old Crab Orchard. I've been here ever since. Mom was surprised. We were talking about it the other day, and just yesterday, actually. She said, 8 years. I says, yeah. She's 90 now. She was 82 when I came. Doesn't hardly seem that long ago. So that's, you got a little road footage from Broughton town. That's not where I lived before. I lived on the other side of Crab Orchard, north of Crab Orchard, a couple miles in the earlier days. But Mom sold out there and eventually bought a place in Broughton town. She's been there, I think she was there 5 years before I got there, so maybe 12 altogether. That's a double wide manufactured home. Bought it from an older Mennonite lady. His husband had died. So we get by. I live on my Social Security now. I'm not driving the Amish anymore, as I mentioned previously in the video. I don't get a big check because I didn't pay in a lot. I get $7.90 a month, and we don't have any rent to pay, just utilities. There's 3 of us that live in the house, and between the 3 of us, we do okay. We get along all right. Keep the bills paid anyway. If we managed a little better, could probably do a little better. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. God's been good, patient. It's, like I say, when I had the drug relapse and so on, 89 to 95 in this area, I didn't want to come back because there was a lot of bad memories, bad behaviors. Anyway, after the first year was kind of depressing, my divorce and then coming back here to bad memories. But again, God's been gracious and good, and He's helped me persevere through paying the price for my own stupidity. A lot of stupidity. Sin. And I'm very thankful to have escaped with my life. Truly. Barely made it. Anyway, I think we'll piece these videos together and get it compressed and then upload it to YouTube. Let 2 or 3 people watch it anyway. All right. Take care. Thanks for staying with me.